to do today?
I don't know. What do you want to do today?
I don't know. What do you want to do today?
Hello, Lemira students. This is Mrs. Best, and today I'm going to show you how to make a puppet. When I was younger, I used to love to make puppets. So we have the aluminum foil, and I cut some sheets to show you. We have the chopsticks. I have some pom-poms and a bunch of different feathers that I brought from my crafts. And I do have, which I didn't write down, some googly eyes to give them eyes. And you also should have, which I didn't write down, some sort of paper. You can use regular paper, colored orange, but something that we can make a beak out of. I'm using foam, orange foam. But whatever you have in the house works, paper or foam. If you have construction paper that's already orange, that's great. So we're gonna need all that. And when we're all done, we're gonna need 4 aluminum balls. This is for the body, this is the head, and the 2 feet. So you need to do the body, you need 4 sheets of aluminum foil. This is 3, about 16 inches. And then you're just gonna roll it up into a ball, however you wanna roll it into a ball. Be careful because it gets kind of sharp when you first do it, but you're gonna roll it into a ball and keep pushing and rolling and making it as tight as you can and as smooth as you can. As you can see, mine got quite smooth. And I just kept pushing and pushing on the sharp ends, and I rolled it around until I got a pretty good round ball there. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're gonna decorate it. But unless you like the silver, you could have a silver bird. It's up to you how you wanna have your bird. Mine's gonna have feathers all over it, so that's what I decided. But if you don't have feathers, you can make your own feathers by cutting paper. You can fold a piece of paper and cut like egg shapes out and then glue those on your bird. You can glue these on for feathers. So anything you can use for decoration. So it's up to you how you want to decorate your bird. Now, so we have our body that we just rolled. I showed you how I just rolled it. And so we have our body, we have a head. The head is the other, there's 5 sheets of aluminum foil. You have 4 in the body and just 1 to make the head. So that's what this is. This is the head with 1 sheet of 16 inch, and this is 4 sheets of 16 inch to get your 2 balls. The feet are 2 sheets, 1 each, 7-inch sheet of aluminum foil. So you're just gonna pull out about 7 inches, and then, which is right about like that, and then make these balls right about that much, and you're gonna make these balls the same way you did these, but now I want you to smash this ball so that it's flat on one side, because that's gonna be their feet. So you have 2 pretty round balls and 2 look like M&Ms kind of. Okay, so then we're gonna take our foam and we're gonna make a beak. So you're gonna make the beak, your head's about that big, so you don't wanna make a big, huge beak, but you're gonna take your paper or your foam and you're gonna cut out a beak shape. And I don't know, probably about a 1/2 inch. If it's too big, you just cut it down till you like the shape of your duck's bill. All right, and then I'm gonna cut it so it's 2 pieces of foam. So that's all we need for the orange foam. Now, we're gonna have to put on, we're gonna need our string and our ruler. I have a long ruler like this, but you can just use like a classroom ruler. But we're gonna have to have, this is where I'm not too sure yet until we start making them, but then you can go any length you want on yours. So we're gonna just do about 12 inches, and I'm gonna need one for 1 foot, and then I'm just gonna fold it at 12 inches. So I have one at 12 inches, then I'm gonna pinch it there, and then slide my hand down to the end where it started, and then fold it again. So I need 1, 2, 3 for sure. We're gonna start with 3 12-inch pieces of string. Now you have to cut them off at the bottom and at the top so that they're 12 pieces of string, 12 inches, 3 of them. Okay, I got my 2 feet tied on the strings. So they're done. They're on strings. We can already make them walk. Look at that. They're walking across the table. Now, I take my straws, and I had colorful straws. So if you have some colorful straws, that's really good. If you have like some beads that you would rather use, you can use beads. In my case, I'm using straws. But you're gonna wanna cut the straws at about 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. And so you're gonna make little beads out of your straws. All right, so now we're going to just put the straws in any pattern that you would like on your bird's legs. It can be any pattern you like. Okay, I have both my legs with about as high as I'd like them to go. They're up about 6 inches of beads or something going up the sides, up the legs. So you have about 6 inches of decoration going up the legs. All right, so now we don't want to lose the strings, so we have to be careful with these at this point because we don't want to keep putting the beads back on our legs. So now we wanted to decorate the feet. Well, how do you want the feet? I'm not too sure. I have so many feathers. I'm pretty sure that I think I want to put some feathers on the feet. So I'm going to pick out some feathers. And since I have blue, pink, and yellow on the legs, I might stay with those colors. Or maybe I will do just yellow pom-poms all around. Okay, boys and girls, I decided to put a little bit of feathers on those puff balls too. So here are my 2 feet. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to add the feet to the body. Okay, so we need to get our push pins, and I'm gonna use these kind for here. That's because that's all I have, but you can use any kind of push pins you'd like. We're gonna push it in just like we did on the feet, and we're gonna tie the other part of the leg in the body. So you want 1 push pin on either side of your ball. Then you're going to take your leg and you're going to go all the way up to the string where you have your straw and leave it about a 1/2 inch play so that it's not too tight, because you want your legs to be a little loose for the walking. So you don't want it too tight. So now, all right, Lemira students, I now have my feet connected to my body. My next thing I'm going to do is put string on the top for the head to have okay, boys and girls, I put a push pin into the head and glued it, and then I added some straws for the neck. I have about, I would say 4 inches, but let me just get my ruler out here. So we have about 3 inches of neck. That's what I have. You can have whatever you want because it's your bird. Now we have to get another push pin, and we're going to stick the push pin on the front of our legs here. We have our legs, and we're going to put it in the front. We don't want it on the top. We want it on the front here. So I'm going to push it in part way, and then I'm going to tie the neck to the body. Okay, here we are, Lemira students. This is my decorated bird. I have to now put on the eyes and the beak, which we'll do in a minute. But you can decorate it any way you'd like. Mine was with puffballs and feathers, but you can use construction paper and foam paper and regular paper and just cut it into feathers, and you can glue it on. You can use material, yarn, whatever you'd like to make your bird the way you like it. But here's my bird without a face. We're going to put a face in first, but before we can do that, we have to put the strings on the top of the head and in the back on the butt area, and then 2 on the feet. So I was mistaken on how many thumbtacks you'd need. I said 6, but you need 4 more for that. So you're going to have 4 more thumbtacks. Now, this is a decision you have to make if you want your marionette to have tabletop strings so that you're doing it on the table, or if you want to take it for a walk, how long you want the strings. So I would make your strings at least arm length, and then you can cut it shorter. But if you make it too short, it won't be able to walk on the floor. And if you want to make them shorter, you can make them shorter for just table birds. So that's totally up to you how you want to do that. So I'm going to cut mine. I need 4 pieces of string that are arm length. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces of string. So that I want to walk my bird on the floor. So I want long string. Now, before I can put the face on, I have to know what position the head is going to be once it becomes a marionette. So we need to put the string on first, and then hold our marionette up to see how well it where the head is and where the face is going to be. You don't want it down too low or up too high. So tie the string around your thumbtack like this, so you can put it in the head, in the right where you want it, on the top of the head. And then we're going to glue it into the head. Now, if you're using Elmer's glue, this is something you might want to do and then stop till tomorrow, because if it's too heavy for your Elmer's glue, you need to let it dry first before you go ahead and try to pick up your bird with your string, and it might pull out of the marionette that way. So there's the head. That's the first one we're going to do, because we want to know where to put the face. Now I have these feathers that are making the face spin a little bit more to one side than that I would like. So I'm gonna move my string up just a little bit and then glue it up higher so I get a better balanced bird head. Okay. So I want this is going to be the front of the bird. Now you can use black felt or buttons for your eyes. I have some puffballs that are black, and then I'm going to stick some white on it, I believe, or I might just do the white, but whichever way, I'm going to make my eyes, and then I want to put my beak in front of that, and then I will be back to show you my face. Okay, Lemira students, there's my face of my marionette. So now I have to put the string and the tack on his rear end and on the front two parts of his feet. So I'm going to turn this off and use my tacks to put my string on my feet and on the back end of my bird, right on the very back end of the bird. And then I'll show you how to attach it to our chopsticks. So we're gonna need to put the chopsticks, we're gonna need to glue our chopsticks so that it's like a cross. And or you can tie it if you'd like with string around here to keep it very sturdy in a cross like this. And you want it longer on one side and shorter on the other side. Okay, Lemira students, here is the bird. We have our strings on the front, strings on the back, and then both feet have strings on them. So now what we have to do is get our chopsticks and glue the chopsticks or wrap them tightly in a cross shape, and then start to tie our bird to the stick. Okay, boys and girls, I have my cross made. I glued and wrapped it with some string so it was nice and tight, and then I tied the head of my bird to the cross. And I want, okay, now that the head is tied on, keeping the cross level, we want to lift the butt and tie it to the back of the cross so that the butt is up high. You don't want it to be low like this. You want it to be up high, but only when it's level, but not too high. You want it to look like a bird standing. So I'm going to tie this, and then I'm going to tie each foot to the end of the other two pieces of cross, here and here. And the head's here, in the back part, the longer part is where the butt is, and then we got the 2 feet. Okay, my friends, here's our bird. To make it walk, you're going to just tilt the feet and move forward at the same time. So you're going to turn that cross and move forward at the same time. So here we go. We got the bird and it's walking. You can walk all over town. You can wiggle its butt, wiggle its head. You can dance. I hope you like it. Share yours online.